Hello and welcome to this video where we're going to touch on factorials. Some of you might know what this is, and if you do and you feel comfortable, you can skip right through this video, but others of you might not have seen these before, and this is really important for what we're about to do. We're about to do combinations and permutations, and knowing how to do these factorials is required for that. So how do I do this? Well, okay, so if n is an element of z plus, remember that means integers, so positive integers. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, so positive integers. Then the factorial is denoted by n with an exclamation point. So n that equals n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, all the way to 2 times 1, and then you're done. So an example, let's consider 5 factorial. Well, it's going to be 5 times 5 minus 1 times 5 minus 2 times 5 minus 3, and you're just going to keep going until you get to times 5 minus 4, and then you're going to stop because then you're at 1, right? So that's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So that's the way you do a factorial. That's 5 prime. Not 5 prime, that's 5 factorial. So 5 times 4 is 20 times 6, and that's going to equal 120. So 5 factorial is 120. And you actually do have this in your calculator, so you can do 5 and then go to the factorial key. Okay, so now a special rule with 0 factorial. This is important for counting. 0 factorial equals 1. It's just a rule of math. It's something you need to memorize. Just make sure you know that, because a lot of people, when you think of it, okay, well, 0 factorial, it'd just be 0, right? Because you're just doing 0, but it's not. It's just 1. Just something you got to know. It's a convention in math, really. So let's look at one more example before we go on. Let's do 7 factorial. What's it going to be? Well, I'm going to start at 7 and just count down by 1 until I get to 1, obviously. So 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And remember that this was actually 5 factorial, so I know that's 120. So I'm going to get 7 times 6 is 42 times 120. And I'm not going to try to do that in my head, but that's 7 factorial. So I just want to make sure you guys understand what the factorial is. So now let's see some practice. What if I have 7 factorial divided by 2 factorial? You're going to notice an important rule about factorials. So 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 2 times 1. Well, the 2 times 1 can cancel, and you're left with just the top. So you're left with 7 times 6 times 5 times 4. And that's the answer that we have. Or times 3 too. Oops. So the 3 didn't cancel out. So what you're going to notice is that the factorials can cancel in a way. So when you have something like 8 factorial divided by 4 factorial, you're going to just end up with the first 4 numbers of the factorial, because everything else will cancel out. And that's really important, because now, what if I gave you 99 factorial divided by 98 factorial? What is that going to equal? Without doing any math, you need to be able to tell me what this equals, and it's just going to be 99. Because other than that first one, they're the exact same thing. So notice that the top would be 99 times 98 times 97, so on and so forth. And the bottom would be 98 times 97, so on and so forth. So the 98 and everything else would cancel, and we would be left with just the 99, that first term. So it's a really helpful thing to do, because you don't want to be doing 99 factorial divided by 98 factorial. Your calculator would probably give you an error because the number would be too big. So you just need to be able to simplify the factorials. That's really important. And I think that's all I have for today. Those are kind of the important things we need to know for probability. I would say knowing this cancellation and knowing that 0 factorial is 1 are the most important things. But so just a quick video, just wanted to get you guys caught up. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one.